Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here. Today we're going to be going over a race that was on September 5th and 6th, just over a month ago as of recording. And I just never got around to making the video, so I'm making it now because I don't want to forget to make it and just skip to another race. So, if you've been following my Facebook and Instagram, you'll already know how this went. So, let's get to it. So, in between the last time we went and this time, I found out that I had made the mistake over the winter of putting the fuel filter together backwards, and so one side of it's capped off and the other one's not, so it always filters outside in. And so I put it in the other way around, so that it actually, the fuel pump sucked it up against the cap, sucked it up against the end of the fuel filter housing, and blocked off all the fuel flow. So that's why it wouldn't go above 12,000 RPM. So I was really confident about this time around, and I figured maybe we could win this thing. After all, we were pretty damn fast before, so why not? So we get out there and we go for hot laps, and of course, same problem. Actually different, not the same. Instead of dying at 12,000 RPM, it was dying at 10,000. So now we got into a mad thrash here again, trying to figure out what the hell is wrong. Why is it doing this to us? And so we tried literally everything. We changed the ECU, coils, spark plugs, rectifier, literally everything. Everything electrical. Because we checked everything fuel related as well, and we couldn't find anything. And so we didn't know. Like everything we could get to without taking out all the interior paneling, because that's just a pain in the butt. And so, still doing it in the heat race. I started outside pole. I finished, I think, last, because I literally had no power, no speed. Fourth gear didn't do anything for me. It was just too low. And so, in between the main event and the heat race, we figured out that it was doing it in the pits, just sitting there. So we started just changing things and then seeing what changed it. And so eventually we just got to the point and we just took the interior paneling out and started changing everything we could get to there, which was really just the crank position sensor, which, as a matter of fact, was the problem. We changed that, boom, perfect, we are good to go. It is running crisp and clear, just a little bit of fine-tuning needed for the high altitudes. And so, because our poor heat race, we had to start 10th in the main event. And so we get out there, I take it easy on the start just because I don't want to wreck it right away. And so, get going, I start making moves, I get up to 6th, and I'm eating 5th up. I'm just eating them up like crazy. And I'm on his tail, start trying the high line because I'm no longer getting anywhere. I can't quite get to his inside. And so I'm trying the high line, keeping up with him, just not able to get any runs or anything. And eventually I start catching him mess up on the bottom, and he's just slowly running through the slick more and more. I'm like, perfect, that's my time to pounce. So I go down, back down low, and boom, right in turn 3, he goes right through the slick like I expected. And I got right beneath him, dead side by side. And that's when everything took a turn. He kind of came down a little. He must not have saw me or something, I don't know. But came down, I climbed the inside berm, and the left side caught, and I flipped it. Yeah, not a record I wanted. I found out after the race that I'm the only person ever to flip a 600 mini sprint at Castrol Raceway. So yeah, yep, breaking records here. Anyway, so that was that didn't feel good. And so I start getting out of the car, and I'm looking around, and my dad's like, "Hey, the car's still good to go. You can still race." So I'm like, "Perfect." I strap back in. It wasn't all the way out, but I get myself fully bolted back in. Boom. Car runs, fires up, drives, everything. We're good to go. But we had to go to the back, and the car was pretty damaged. We had no nose wing, top wing was just collapsed. and it was a good time. So we ended up finishing like 10th or 11th or something like that, or maybe even 9th. I actually don't know. I didn't really look at it too closely. I was a little disappointed because we were like wicked fast. And so, anyway, so that finished up night 1 on September 5th. Now on to September 6th. We were so confident the next day. We're like, yeah, we got everything figured out. It's running mint, just need a little bit of fine-tuning. We'll be good to go. And so, get out there in hot laps after fixing everything. And, the night before it, I ended up bending the axle and just a few minor things. And we also found out that place just rattles bolts loose. I've never loosened that bolt. I'm in the shop recording this and going around looking at bolts that I never loosened that are loose. So, anyway, so we get out there for hot laps and we start fine-tuning it. And in hot laps, new problem. Now the power steering's not working. I start playing around with the switches. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, none of them. Because my power steering is adjustable, I have a setting where it is just infinite power steering. Not infinite, but you know what I mean. Extreme amounts of power steering. And that's not doing it. I still got no power steering switch. The power steering switch is on. All the switches are out. That means everything's on. And then I played around with the adjuster, everything, nothing working. And so that place I found out, is extremely hard to drive with not working power steering. I'd imagine it'd be easier, flat out, just without the power steering unit. And so, pull off the track and never found out what caused it, actually. I have no idea. I shut it off, turned the power steering off, and then back on, and all of a sudden it's working. So, who knows? That could have actually been my own mistake, and I just never flipped it up, and it didn't work. Because I never turned it on, or who knows? I couldn't tell you. So I'm gonna go with it was my own error, and I just forgot to turn it on. Because, it's working right now. Still works. And so I drew a really low pill, and I started on pole for my heat race. So the car was running good in hot laps other than the power steering. So I'm perfect, good to go. We'll be mint. And waiting and staging, the car stalled. I don't know how it stalled, but it stalled. And we couldn't get it refired. And the push truck couldn't get it started. Nothing could get it. We started, wouldn't do it. Nothing would do it. We couldn't get it started for some reason. And I don't know. We lost our spot on the pole because we took so long. But eventually it started up, and we get out there, and it's running. So, but it's running really bad. So I'm getting around. We take the green flag. We start going through the corners, and it's bogging down, kind of like it spun a bearing, Just going whoa. And eventually it just went full whoa the whole way. So I pulled off to try and give myself some more time to give me and the team a bit more time to figure out what the hell it's doing now. Because, hey, now we got a new problem. So, we pull off, I don't know what it was, we thrashed all the way between the heat and the main. Nothing came up. We tested everything, we changed everything again, and nothing fixed it. So, I don't know. This time I started, so eventually we just ran out of time. This time I started 11th in the main because of the poor heat race. And so, going around and just kind of having fun with the people that are at the back with me. And, just racing around, having a good time. And I'm actually, surprisingly, I finished 9th. I was pretty happy about that. I was running 8th, but just on the there was a late race caution, and just lost the spot going into turn 1. So wasn't the best case, but all in all, it was a really good time. Really enjoyed the track. It's really fast. Good time. And that is how our Labor Day weekend at Castrol Raceway went. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Be sure to go check out Chilliwack Ford. They big help of ours, as well as Mowerman Small Engine Specialist. Just go check out all the sponsors. I'm sure you'll like what you see. And so I'm gonna sign off. There will be one more video coming up later here, shortly after this one's released, explaining our time racing at Agassiz the next weekend. So I will see you guys later. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you later.